Yo,
Hey Tyler, how's it going, man?
pretty good, yeah.
Good, good. I'm just outside for a second, enjoying the outside spirit.
Taking a break from work.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah, how's it going, man? Sorry I didn't get to catch up much with the messages. Just super busy. But yeah, what's going on?
Uh, so I'm doing pretty well. I'm on day 23.
Holy crap! Of juice?
Yeah, I know. I actually can't believe that I made it this long without, having a cheeseburger or something.
Dude, that's amazing. What the most kind of juice, or what juice are you doing mostly?
um, so I have, like every juice pretty much had like either half or a full cucumber with like a third to half of a head of lettuce.
Neat.
And then it's really the green that switches. It's like Swiss chard or spinach, beets once in a while. Like I'm trying to have a pretty good variety.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations on hitting 23 days.
Thanks.
23 days
I
of a
think it's
juice
gotten a lot
fast.
easier.
Yeah, I mean, 23 days on a juice fast alone, you got to get over so many cooked food addictions, and some people don't even have to worry about that. Some other things that they deal with. But the good news now is, now that you're almost on day 24 of a juice feast, the good news now is that you can't just suddenly break it without getting super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. I was reading about that. Yeah, like if I tried even something that's not that bad, like whatever, like rice or something, like yeah, it'll really gum up the works.
Yep, and I promise you'll feel it every step of the whole way. But the good part about that is, it's like a mental cue that'll keep you on track, because you'll have to. It'll be best for you to plan on exiting the fast instead of just by impulse doing it. You know
Yeah, I think
that'll
I
help
read
you.
that soaking prunes in water, like that's the best way to finally break it.
That's John Rose's favorite way to do it, and when I did that, I really enjoyed it. When the first day of breaking the fast, I soaked prunes for about 8 minutes. Excuse me, I mean 8 hours I soaked the prunes. And when I woke up, I had the prune water, and it was amazing. It tasted really good. I still like it now. And when I ate the
Nice.
prunes, it's unfortunate that I lost my calendar where I kept all my notes on this, but the one thing I do remember is when I ate the prunes, the idea is if there's anything left, you will blast it out. And then you'll be able to tell, well, maybe I got some more to go.
Right. I actually just last night I watched one of his videos where yeah he was talking about that. I think he was giving a presentation or something. He was in like a black dress shirt.
Mm.
But yeah, he was talking about that too. That if it, I thought he said that if it doesn't come out, I thought also Aaron said this. If it doesn't come out quickly, like within an hour, then it means that you still have stuff to get out. But,
Yeah. The As far as the prune experience with myself, yeah, let me make sure I'm communicating that right. Of course, the prunes did come out, but it wasn't like, when you eat prunes and like, when you have a normal like American diet and you eat prunes and for like maybe a couple hours or all day long, you're just like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. Why did
yeah.
I eat those prunes? They just came out normal for me. I didn't have that
Oh,
experience.
nice. Yeah, sounds like you are just totally completely clean.
And when you look at it, it's like, yep, yeah, those are, looks like I should have chewed that a little better.
Right. Yeah, man, that's cool. So yeah, I guess my question in Gmail was just like about the whole Mucoid Plaque thing, which is like I see, some people saying it absolutely does exist. And, I mean, they're pictures, and then some other people are like, giving all sorts of alternative explanations of what that could actually be, and it just, I don't know. I was just like, I wish I could just know.
Yeah, so what is your question about mucoid plaque?
So I mean, it just seems like I just want to know if you like really, saw it come out. Because like if you tell me that you saw it, then I'll know. Because obviously you're gonna. I don't think that's something that you'd care to lie about. So if you tell me that it exists, then I can just know that it exists.
Well, I can promise you the Mucoid Plaque Association's not paying me. No, I'm kidding. There is no. I'd be really surprised if there was a Mucoid Plaque Association. But so
Okay.
I read these things too. There are like I wanted to do some research on mucoid plaque, and I found it listed on Wikipedia's pseudoscience area. And I mean, this was probably after the fast, and my brain wasn't all clogged up, and I used some thinking, and I thought, wait a minute, mucoid plaque. What is the definition of that? Okay, a bunch of buildup that contains mucus. What is so pseudoscience about that? It's a definition.
Right.
And, come to be very frank, there's no hatred here, but to be frank, people that say there's no such thing as mucoid plaque, they're idiots. I mean, I say that with love. They're just idiots. For example, on day 50 through 53, I had a ton of it coming out of me within about more like 3 days, maybe 4, but it was definitely 2 to 3 days. And by 3 days, I define that as 72 hours. So it may have been 2.5, but the point is, it was really freaky. It looked exactly like the stuff before. It had never come out of me since. It was just between day 50 and about 53 of my juice fast. And so on my juice fast, I had nothing but juices. I didn't have all this stuff that people love to say, oh, it's just you taking activated charcoal. Well, guess what, guys?
Or bentonite, yeah.
Guess what? I didn't have any charcoal because, for one, I associate that with putting in a fish tank, and I never really think to put it myself. And but it makes sense. People use that for people who are overdosing for stuff that they've taken orally. So nope, wasn't that. And what was the other one? The clay. What is that called? Bentonite?
Yeah, bentonite clay.
Yep, I had no bentonite clay. The other one, psyllium fiber husk. I've heard of that. I've taken that too, but not during the fast at all. I had taken that maybe months before the fast. And when you go to the bathroom, you kind of know what it is. You're like, oh yeah, I haven't had a poop like that before. That's pretty sure maybe that's psyllium mixed with other stuff. But no. And I think there's one more that they'll blame it on. But point is, on my juice fast, I just had juices and water and, one day, and they were all strained. I mean, after about a week or two of doing a juice fast, more like a week, I started straining all my juices. And so it would be really ironic that 50 days later, I had this stuff that others are calling mucoid plaque come out, yet have never ever had it come out again. Haven't had it come out within the last weeks. Maybe I'll have a bunch of psyllium fiber husk and bentonite clay or whatever. I mean, honestly, that doesn't even sound like food, but maybe I'll experiment and take pictures of my crap.
Yeah. I pretty much, I had a feeling that it does really exist. I mean, I think John Rose also said that it does exist, and that is what, the main, almost the whole main point of doing the juice fast, basically.
Yeah, and
along with,
the only people I see calling it false are people that haven't seen it. And if somebody tells you, look, I saw a rock fall out of the sky that was on fire, you'd have to be really closed-minded to say, you didn't see a rock fall out of the sky. Rocks don't come out of the sky. I've never seen a rock come out of the sky. You're a liar.
Right.
And, a lot of people have seen rocks come out of the sky. So, So you can't really blame these people, but this is your journey, and hey, maybe you see some come out, maybe you don't. I don't know, but the thing that I do know is when I saw it, it freaked me out because I was sitting on the toilet and I hadn't had anything solid come out of me for I believe like a week and a half. Yeah, I'd say it was a good solid 10 days. I remember writing this in my calendar day by day going, okay, maybe I'm done. And I was thinking about stopping it. And when I asked other people who had done a juice fast, people who had done it long term, like 60 to 90 days, they were all being like two people, telling me, "Hey man, no, bet you anything you've got stuff to come out. You've definitely got stuff to come out. Same happened to me. You'll be surprised. Just keep going. Do it in the long haul. Because it's not like you're craving food. It's not like it's not like you're gonna die if you don't do it. It's like, trust me, I bet you got tons of shit left in there." So yeah, day 50, I'm just sitting there, enjoying myself on the toilet. I pee while I sit down. That's just me. And when I ran across Arnold Ehret talking about that being a good thing for men to do, I thought, cool, I'm doing something good. All right. So, but I'm sitting there playing with my phone, and then suddenly I feel this movement, and I'm like, ooh, all right. I got excited. I was like, cool, a movement. And I was like, ooh, I got a solid one. Oh my God. And, it came out. And, I turned around, do the thing, in the middle of wiping, a throw down. I don't really remember what happened, but I remember seeing it. And I said immediately to myself, oh my God. I was in shock because I saw people talking about this nasty thing. And I believe it was a John Rose video that I ran into where he highlighted this. And there I was seeing it. And I really was in shock. I couldn't believe it. And it's the first time ever. And I have this video. I'll send it to you. I mean, if you'd like to see it, because I haven't put it online, but I've shown a couple people who were really interested. And so it was the first time I ever videotaped something that came out of me. And because I was just so I couldn't believe it. And I got some gloves, I got some utensils, I went to town, I started playing with it. I'd seen a new toy that I'd never seen before. But I did, and you learn so much by that interaction, and I just couldn't believe it. And I pulled some of it, I didn't pull it out, I drew it above the water of the toilet. Like just watching how it would kind of move, and I was just like, ew, and it broke. Kind of not like a elastic band breaking, but it just, it broke in half. It couldn't support its own weight out of the water. And this smell was one of the grossest smells I'd ever brought in my life. I mean, some people know what burnt hair smells like. It smells pretty gross. You hear about people talking of times of hearing burnt flesh, talking about how gross it smells. But at least compared to burnt smell, the smell of burnt hair, this smell topped it. It smelled so toxic, so gasoline-y, chlorine, nasty, organic though. It smelled so gross. And I can guarantee you that psyllium husk does not smell like that. Even if you cook it and bake it as if something your stomach did. Maybe mix it with meats, okay. But I can guarantee you these inorganic things that ignorant people love to blame something that people are terming mucoid plaque, it doesn't smell like that. So.
Right. Well, yeah, just the fact that came out after you had nothing but juices. I mean, that's the smoking gun right there.
And you know what?
Damn.
There's pictures of me and video that I took of me rubbing the area of my outer stomach, outer skin area, where I could feel this intense feeling of release, like pressure release. Maybe I weighed 125. Maybe I weighed 125 pounds at that moment. But the next day, more came out of me. And I specifically remember the juice I had the day before. It was cantaloupe juice with banana peppers. I don't know why I made it. I had it remaining. I had cantaloupe, I had banana peppers. As I was making it, yeah. And I really feel like it wasn't a random coincidence why I was making that. Like, it was something that, my body was just like, this would be a good thing to put in. You're not going to intellectually know, but I'm the body. Mix those banana peppers. I don't care if they're spicy. Because they were not mild banana peppers. And the next day, it was pretty gross. There were a lot of amazing things that happened very early in the morning the next day from that. But later on in the day, about 10:30, and later on for the next day too, I was releasing tons of this stuff that felt just like the Mucoid Plaque or the serpent or Beelzebub or whatever name people are putting to it. I felt this coming out of me, like lots of it. It felt exactly the same. And, I was in a public bathroom. Looking back, I wasn't about ready to start playing with it in a public bathroom. So it was significantly more than the time before. And the next day too. So it was about, I don't know how many hours it was, but it was a good 3. It could have been 4 days. Memory's not serving me. It was definitely 3 days. Was it 72 hours? Maybe less, maybe around 72 hours. 3 to 4 instances this came out of me. And each time it came out, I felt a significant release of pressure inside of me. Like inside of what may be my intestines, or that's what I believe the area was. And by the 3rd or 4th time, I'm thinking to myself, man, dude, I look emaciated in the mirror in comparison to the weight that I had before. I look emaciated. But this pressure release feels so freaking good. Like, how much pressure is inside of me? Then I started to think, oh my God, it's day 50-something. How many more days do I have on this? Am I going to be one of those guys that goes to day 90? I ended up going to day 60. My body was telling me everything of, dude, you're done. You're staring at salads. You're done by now. And so this pressure release, my stomach looked relatively flat. And I'm thinking, dude, what pressure's in there? And I can't tell you how good it felt to come out. That was the norm for me. I did not feel pressure or pain. But once it came out, I felt that difference. It felt very light. It felt great. I saw what people have pictures of and spread the news that, hey, same thing for you. Don't take psyllium husk and all that clay stuff and experience it yourself too, and be another person to tell them, look guys, stop being idiots and stop being so ignorant about it. It exists. Whatever you want to call it, mucoid plaque, Beelzebub, whatever. It's just what's out there, whether you like it or not. And people that have experienced this.
Right. That's insane. Well, now I'm definitely ironclad, motivated to keep doing this.
Yeah, man. Take pictures of it too. If you're in a public area, then you're in a public area. But the first time it went out for me, it was, you'll see. Would you like me to upload the video?
I believe you.
Okay.
I think I want to watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I think the only people that could stomach to watch it are either people too interested or people who have already gone through it too.
take video when it happens to me, because then I want to show it to my parents. So at least my mom will be, receptive to watching it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I can get her onto this, and then hopefully the rest of the family too.
Cool, man. So you feel great overall, or are you feeling bad? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm actually feeling great, because I had, up until like maybe 3 days ago, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, I think it was day 18 was the last day that I really still had a lot coming out, even though I'm only drinking juices. And now, small movements, like once or twice a day. Yeah, I'm getting kind of worried, because what I'm actually doing is, I'm cheating a little bit. What I'm doing is I'm actually making 3 vegetable juices, but then for my kind of like fruit juice, I'm actually going to this place called Robix. Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't, but I'm listening.
It's a place that all they do is they actually just make fresh juice right in front of you. They just have one of the vertical, blenders, and they just throw in, celery, kale, and whatever, and like a bunch of apples, and then you can buy just a 32-ounce juice that they just made right in front of you. So I figured that it's like basically the same thing, but that way I don't have to make the 4th juice. I am just being lazy, basically, and also sort of taking my lunch break, basically, by doing this.
Well, it doesn't sound like a cheat to me. It sounds like it's liquid, which is giving you a lot of extra energy that you don't have to spend to digest things. And that's what's needed here. A lot of extra digestive energy, a lot of enzymes, whatever you want to intellectually call it.
Right. I think the only thing that gets me worried about it is that it's a little bit less, actually, than 32 ounces. It's like maybe 26 to 28. And then also, I think because they use their juicers so much, I do get some, like, particles of fiber. Not that much, but, like, there is some particles that kind of fell to the bottom, and then I just incidentally sometimes drink those. And I was wondering, like, does it even matter if you get some little particles of fiber?
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're definitely fine. The fiber is more of a, because if you don't get insoluble fiber, you're going to get soluble fiber. But the straining, I know there are people who, they have their reasons for straining that are different than this. But for example, the straining is kind of a way to help you feel more secure that hey, these solid things coming out from you are not, they're not all that fiber. Let's be reasonable here. It's stuff that is past sins or past bad food choices. And that's where I used the straining. That's where individuals like John Rose mention doing the straining. There's Dan the Man, Life Regenerator, who talks a lot about straining. Either way, whether you strain or not, you're still doing a juice fast. And on top of that, keep in mind, I went 5 days during this juice fast. I also went 5 days. It may have been around day 20 or day 25 maybe. I went 5 days where I just didn't want juice as much. And I water fasted like 2 days. And then for another 3 days, I had just 1 cup of juice every 24 hours. I did that. And another time later, I did a dry fast for 24 hours where I didn't have any water or anything. But for those 60 days, that was the most of, quote, eating I would do. But let me be clear here. Tyler knows me, and he understands what I had gone through with this. When I say that is the most that I've been eating, what I mean is that most of my days were 1 gallon of juice. The first half of the day would be a half a gallon of juice, and the second half of the day would be another half a gallon of juice. That was my typical day, my typical calories, and my typical intake during my juice fast. I think that's fine. The whole idea is just to let your body have extra energy. one way to let your body have extra energy is not chewing all these foods, or you chew your juices, that's fine. But your stomach, a lot of your subconscious functions are using energy. And digestion, who knows how much energy that uses up. So you're fine, man. You're doing good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't, slightly, I knew it wouldn't be a big deal, but if I was like slightly messing it up or anything. And I think also it's okay to have a little bit less juice, because that's actually like, you're going to eliminate a little bit more maybe, so I don't know.
Yeah, man. Well, all right. Hey, it was good chatting with you. Congratulations. I didn't realize it was day 23 already, and I see you doing 60 days like it's nothing. It's already nothing.
Yeah, it's like I'm already out of the woods. The hard part was until day 15, especially the first 3 days. But then, yeah, now I'm kind of, I have a food craving once in a while for like a burrito or something, but it's not too hard to squash anymore.
Awesome, man. Congratulations.
Cool, thanks. And thanks for calling me and reinforcing my willpower for this.
No problem. There's tons of people out there that, they just, I don't know, they let fear get the best of them, or they let worry get the best of them, and they refuse to experience it themselves. It's all fear.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Hey, no problem, Tyler. You have a good one.
All right, you too. I'll talk to you, maybe a couple weeks with another call.
Awesome. Great. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Yep. Don't let that fear get to you. I was really afraid of fasting before I fasted. And other people have that same fear. And don't worry about it. Bye for now.